Halo, halo, witam serdecznie. Z tej strony Killer. To już 5. raz w grze Broken Sword 5, klasyk gatunku. Rozwiązujemy zagadkę kradzieży obrazy z galerii. Okazuje się, że jakiś zaklęty obraz, jakiś mistyczny, jakaś sekta, ktoś tam coś z tym obrazem próbował zrobić. No, ma jakieś złe moce. No i jesteśmy teraz w Hiszpanii, tam skąd byliśmy na początku gry, skąd ten obraz został zabrany, tak mi się wydaje. I chyba ten obraz próbuje chronić właśnie tym razem dziadek, ten syn, którego ojca zabili i stąd zabrano ten obraz. On już jest no, starszym panem, prawie jak ja. Dobra, tu jest jakiś kask. Dobra, co ja mam w ekwipunku u tej naszej... Jak ona to... Niko? Czy nie Niko? Jest mop. Mop z kaskiem mógłby się połączyć. Kurczę, mam pada, który mi leci w lewo, niestety. Dobra. Co tu jeszcze mamy? Mamy tu jakiś gruz. Badaj. Ściana w wielu miejscach była zniszczona. Tam coś jeszcze jest. Góry.
The mountains made a magnificent backdrop. Shame the place was left to fall apart.
No dobra, podziwiajmy widoki, a tutaj strzelanina. Nieważne. A mogę iść tu w lewo? Nie. Dobra, czyli muszę teraz połączyć pewnie mopa z kaskiem. I go wytknę tutaj, żeby on strzelał tu. I wtedy nasz kochaś, powiedzmy, że to kochaś, będzie mógł uciec. Tam wbiec do środka, znaczy się. Tak, to też się skończyło. Biegnij. Nie wiem, co tam jest przy tej... O, jest koza. Ale co jest przy tym...
Oh no. I'd made it without getting shot, but I sure didn't feel lucky.
Że on nie lubi koz.
Somehow I had to distract the shooter again, and this time I was on my own. With a ghost from the past giving me an evil stare.
Koza. Galeria postaci. Koza jest postacią? No dobra. Uparta, chytra, dumna i doprowadzająca do szału katalońska koza. Niepodobna do swych irlandzkich kuzynek. No wiadomo, że... Co to jest to?
The crumbling fountain wouldn't provide me with any cover.
No dobra, ale co tu stoi na tej fontanie? Tu jest jakaś postać, jakiś... Czy mogę to wziąć? Nie mogę, bo mi się od razu pokazuje cała fontanna. Jeszcze mi ten pad leci na lewo. No nie mogę nic zrobić. Tu jest snajper. No tu jest ten kurde dziadek pewnie. Słońce. Słońce, słońce. Jabłka. Mogę wziąć jabłko? Mogę strząsnąć jabłko. Pewnie. Co ty pieprzysz się, ścieniutki, kurde? Oż ty cholero, ty. No, ta koza jest niezła. Auto, jabłonie. A co mogę z...
The old tree offered cover from the shooter.
Kurwa, przed snajperem na pewno, a nie przed kozą. Jeszcze raz zostanę z banialuki pewnie.
Heck. Au!
Ale miałem przez chwilę tam trójkąt, więc możliwe, że muszę mieć coś przy sobie i wtedy jak ona będzie szarżować, mniam.
Hey, that's mine. The goat had eaten Hobbs' carefully crafted provenance.
Coś mi zżarło? A, ja mam kwiaty. Przydadzą się pewnie. Zadzwonię do tej Niko.
My phone had no service. I couldn't make calls.
Dobra. Co tu jeszcze jest? Do domu. A jakbym poszedł i zastrzeli mnie? Kurwa, muszę się zapisać. Zaraz. Menu zapisywania. Zapiszę się. Zapiszę się. Zobaczę, czy mnie zastrzeli, jak pójdę. Muszę wszystko przetestować. O, i tutaj teraz do domu.
Hey, what? Whoa!
Nie można iść. Koza. Pewnie mogę jej dać kwiatki. Są tu jeszcze jakieś butelki. Jest opona, której pewnie nie mogę wziąć, bo koza stoi. No kurczę. Idźmy, może mi nic nie zrobi.
Old fella. You don't mind if I move your tire, do ya? No. The goat wasn't going to let me get to the car door.
Koza mnie nie puści. Sterta jabłek.
A pile of apples had just been laid on a sheet, just out of the goat's reach.
Tuż poza zasięgiem. Butelki.
A pile of old brandy bottles had been discarded behind the car.
Może coś muszę tam rzucić, albo... A może jej pokażę karalucha, o. Karaluch i koza.
I couldn't let the goat eat Trevor.
Nie? Nie mogę jej dać Trevora. No co, no to najprostszy sposób to dać jej kwiaty. Może, kurde, wejdę w jej łaskę. No. Zeżrę kwiaty?
Look what I got for you, little fella.
O, nie zaatakowała mnie, ale zeżarła mi kwiaty. Dobra. Czy teraz będę mógł przesunąć?
Now then, old fella. You don't mind if I move your tire, do ya? No.
Czyli jednak. No to... Ale dałem mi kwiata. No i co? Może mi teraz pogłaskam.
Good goat. No.
No kurwa. Dała mi kwiata. Zeżarła mi kwiata.
You, hey, thief. The goat had eaten Nico's rejected photograph.
Może herbatnika.
I needed the cookie to feed Trevor.
Zapałki.
That was never going to work. They didn't go together.
Medalion. Co ja mam jej zrobić? Nic. Może mu rzucić, kurwa.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Może ją potraktuję perfumami.
Call me a hoarder, but I wasn't giving that to the goat.
Może ja się spsikał.
Nope. I needed to try something else.
Fontanno. Jabłka.
Ripe apples hung from the tree.
Dojrzałe jabłka. Co ja mam zrobić? Boże, oślepie
That
strzelca.
was never gonna work.
Nie oślepie strzelca. Karalucha na jabłko. Ściągnie mi jabłko?
That wouldn't have worked.
Nie. Co z kozą?
That was almost a great idea. That was never gonna happen.
Gorzej, że ja nie trafiam, bo mi ten pad jedzie. Kurwa. Może kurwa z kozą.
Call me a hoarder, but I wasn't giving that to the goat.
To co ja mam jej dać?
That wouldn't have worked.
A skoro ona mi pożarła jakiś, to może jej dam dokument. Masz, żryj.
Call me a hoarder, but I wasn't giving that to the goat.
Dobra, na chłopski rozum. Co ja mam zrobić, żeby się tam dostać? Że ze sznurkiem mogę coś zrobić? Nie, wyraźnie jest koza, jest wyraźnie opona. Lusterko
The side
boczne.
view mirror lay too far into goat territory.
Lusterko boczne, butelki, sterta jabłek. Sterta jabłek.
A pile of apples had just been laid on a sheet.
Spinacz
I
do
needed a
szkła.
better idea.
Nie wiem, co mam zrobić z tą jebaną kozą. Przechyć kozę. Tu górę jeszcze są.
Oh, heck. Ow!
Ale mogłem wziąć coś. Tylko co wziąć? Perfumami ją? Albo medalionem. Zaraz zobaczymy.
Oh, heck. Ow!
Ale był jakiś
That
unik,
was
ale ja tego
never
nie
gonna
zrobię
work.
kurwa tym padem. On mi leci na lewo, no ja pierdolę.
Oh, heck. Ow!
No i nie zrobiłem. Bo pad miałem kurde na lewo ekranu całkiem. Ja pierdziu. Zaraz nim rzucę o ścianę.
Oh, heck.
Gdzie jest pad? Okej. Dobra, są jabłka.
The apples were bruised.
Nie rzućmy tam.
Go on. Eat this, boy. The goat couldn't reach the apple pile.
Jak to przesunąć?
Now then. No.
Chyba, że- A może zrobić tak, że jak ona walnie w jabłko, to
The old tree offered cover from the shooter.
Ale już nie mogę nic zrobić. Aha, czyli dobra, teraz muszę jakąś opłonę przesunąć. Ja pierdolę. Jak to zrobić teraz? Te jabłko rzucę tam, ona sobie pójdzie, ale ja nic wtedy chyba nie mogę robić.
Oh boy, you're gonna love this.
O, nic nie mogę robić teraz. Teraz sięgnie.
I distracted the goat, but it wouldn't take him long to eat that apple.
Dobra, przesuń to trochę. A mogę jeszcze jej przesunąć? A, poszła sobie tam.
The goat now had a whole pile of apples to tuck into. I tossed him my last apple.
Fontanna.
The crumbling fountain wouldn't provide me with any cover.
No dobra, na tej fontannie coś tam stoi. Opona.
I'd moved the tire further away from the car.
Dobra. Lusterko boczne.
The old car was riddled with bullet holes.
Może tu lusterku mogę na słońce nakierować i go oślepić. Nie. Drzwi do auta. Czy będę w stanie wejść? Nie. Ale coś tam mogę zrobić chyba.
Even while he was eating, the goat had his eye on me.
Drzwi do auta.
A pile of old brandy bottles had been discarded behind the car.
Czy ja mogę jeszcze coś zrobić? Dobra, zróbmy teraz ze słońcem to.
I blinded the shooter. Time to make a dash for it.
Don't think I can't see you, senor. If you so much as move an inch, I shall shoot.
To nie on. Ramon. Kogoś opuściłem? Ramon to człowiek bardzo podejrzliwy i niezwykle flegmatyczny. Nigdy nie zamieniał dnia, zapomniał dnia, gdy jego pana zamordowali faszyści. Nalałby się jego starym domem dla Tiago Marquesa. Gotów jest zrobić wszystko. Niestety pamięć go już zawodzi i rozmowa z nim wymaga cierpliwości. Dobra, czyli będzie rozmowa z nim.
The blunderbuss was ancient, but clearly still worked fine.
Dobra, trochę sobie odświeżyłem w mieszkaniu. Posprzątałem. Broń. Mogę coś zrobić tej broni? Ale...
It was a wind chime made out of old cans.
Najlepiej mu odwrócić uwagę tymi dzwoneczkami.
Senor, please! Whoever you are, hold your fire. I'm not armed.
Good. That makes it easier for me to shoot you.
My name is George Stobart. I'm a friend.
I have no friends.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Please, put the gun down.
No. Leave now, or I shoot.
All we want is a quick look inside the Castel.
I don't believe you. You are here to kill Senor Marquez.
Senor Marquez? He's alive? Well, he'll vouch for us.
You don't fool me like that. Get out of here before I kill you.
Senor Marquez knows me, I swear.
And I know a lie when I hear one. Go now, or I shoot.
Wait, I have important information.
Você, venga a mim.
Oho.
Do you understand what I am saying?
Try saying it and let's see.
Well, I'm George Stobart, and I come in peace. Please, put the gun down. I'm not armed.
And I'm still not hearing an explanation.
I can understand the old man being edgy, but you look like a woman who's seen the world.
Nice work. You managed to insult Ramon and me in one sentence.
Ewa. Uuu.
Do you mind putting that down? I've had a really bad day.
Guns don't agree with you?
No, and neither do goats. I've got bruises in places that, well, you know, places.
So leave.
Na dupie.
We're here looking for something.
Well, go look for it somewhere else.
We were helping a man called Marquez in Paris.
He is my father.
I could see where she inherited her temperament.
O,
Your father? Well, he's our friend.
Why should I believe you? Show me proof.
show mi proof. Lamedykion, medalion mam mu dać. Dokumenty albo fotografia rodzinna.
Look at this photo.
Fotografię rodzinną pokażę.
It's old. Do I care?
Kurwa, no to medalion.
I have your father's medallion.
So you're a thief too, huh?
To pokażę jej karaluszka.
That's not proof. Try again.
No dobra. A co to jest to? Dokument Simeona. No chyba
We
tylko
tracked
to.
down his painting. La Maledictio. Look.
Kurwa,
Where did
zwinięty.
you get this?
In London.
Chcę zobaczyć, co przy tej
All right.
fontannie leży.
You better come with me, but no funny business, okay?
You know, you sound just like my friend Nico. Nico!
Na pewno to coś znaczy, przy tej fontannie stoi, ale nie mogę tego w żaden sposób wziąć.
What's going on,
Może będę
Ramon?
mógł jeszcze później.
Who's out there? Some crazy American. Don't worry. Eva will deal with him.
Papa,
Papa.
these people want to talk to you.
Eva, I thought we agreed to shoot intruders on sight. You, how did you find me?
It wasn't easy, senor.
We thought you were dead.
You were wrong.
They've brought you something, Papa.
Can it be? At last, la maledictio.
Well, Senor Marquez, looks like La Maledictio hangs in its right place again.
Indeed, I have waited all my life for this.
But something interesting?
The painting. It is different. The face in the middle.
The one with the symbol of the Tabula Veritatis on it?
How do you know about the tabula?
A priest told me. Said it was the devil's work.
Pah! Priests. Full of lies, every one of them.
Oh, really? Well, this priest said that the tabula was an instrument to raise the devil.
Fool. Who would want to raise the devil?
But you do want to find the tabula.
Yes, because it is a Gnostic treasure. It is special, and my duty is to keep it safe.
I was sure that Marquez still wasn't telling me the whole truth. And now?
I shall decipher the painting and find the tabula. Before she died, my mother said that once the painting hung here again, its meaning would become clear, and the route to the tabula would be revealed.
So, what's the answer? Where's the tabula?
I don't know. The room has changed.
Was there something different about the room back then?
No. Yes. I don't know. You must help me.
Well, how? I'm not a Gnostic.
Senor, you must, because soon the Russian will be here.
He knows about Castel del Sans?
I regret, senor, that in Paris I told his sidekick a little too much.
Ah, well, I guess we'd better figure this out. And fast.
I'll go and keep watch.
Shoot on sight, remember.
Well, Nico, what now?
You try and work out just why the painting has to be in this room. I'll go and see if Eva knows anything.
Whether he knew it or not, I was sure Marquez had the answers.
Okej, co my tu mamy zrobić teraz? Ojejku, jejku. Dobra. Coś muszę znaleźć, ale nie za bardzo wiem co, bo tak nie czytałem za bardzo. Tarcza.
It was a shield on which heraldic symbols had been painted. The scroll beneath the shield read Puigcerdà. The scroll below the shield read Girona.
Posiada Girona. Posiada Girona.
It was a circular stained glass window.
Co ja mam przy sobie? Okej.
The scroll under the shield read El Pont de Suez.
Sweat?
The scroll below the shield read Tremp. The bookcase held an assortment of ancient books. There was a crate of brandy amongst all the mess. The scroll beneath the shield read Figueres. The scroll under the shield read Olot. The scroll below the shield read Berga. The scroll beneath the shield read Bascara. The scroll under the shield read Roses.
Roses. Rzeczy.
It was a collection of what could only be described as stuff.
Tu są
The
jeszcze
scroll
jakieś
below
dwie
the shield
tarcze.
read Lorette de Mar. The bookcase held an assortment of ancient books.
Zielona rzeźba. Co to są za rzeźby?
There was a piece of stone on the ground. It looked like a discarded statue.
Muszę sprawdzić tej tarczy. Rzeźbione drzewo. Muszę wszystko
The
popatrzeć.
carved trees bore a remarkable resemblance to the ones in Simeon's notes. Senor Marquez?
Mr. Stobart?
If we're going to find the tabula,
Yes?
then you will have to help.
Of course.
I mean, by being totally honest with us.
When have I not been honest?
Ło, z tego sporo.
Tell me about the painting.
When I was a child, I would stand here for hours just staring at it. Who was the mysterious painter, El Serp, the serpent? And what did it mean, La Maledicción, the curse? I asked my father, but he just told me to be patient. He said that one day I would know everything.
Senor, can you decipher any of the painting?
The Tower of Saints, of course. I knew it was a castell. And the saints themselves are Gnostic. You see the woman in red?
The one you marked in the photo?
She is Mary Magdalene. We revere her as Christ's greatest disciple. The rest, I don't know.
The symbol on the face, it is obviously the tabula.
But the elements around it, I don't know.
When were you last here, Senor?
Not since that day when my father was killed.
So why did the painting bring us here?
As I said, because only here in this room will its clues become clear.
Why is the Tabula Veritatis so important to the Gnostics?
It is an object of immense power. My ancestors kept it safe for hundreds of years. They brought it to Catalonia as exiles long ago. In any generation, only one Gnostic knows its exact location. My father, Xavier, was the last of these. He knew dark forces were gathering, but I was too young to learn the secret. So he commissioned La Maledicción, embedding clues to the location of the tabula within the painting.
But what is the tabula? What does it do?
I do not know. I know only that in the wrong hands it would be catastrophic for mankind.
What happened back in Paris? We thought you were dead.
A man came to the apartment looking for Miss Collard. He mentioned a stolen painting owned by a Russian. Obviously, I informed him that I was the true
To czyja to
owner.
krew była?
Obviously.
Tamtego gościa?
Next thing I knew, this thug had me pinned to a chair and was threatening to shoot me. So I told him of the castell, and while he telephoned his boss, I hit him with the little China dog.
Guess he didn't know you were the pugnacious type.
Ale jak mogłeś go uderzyć, skoro byłeś przywiązany? Hej, hej, hej.
So, Eva is your daughter?
She was a gift from God, late in my life. One day she will find room for Gnosticism in her heart. I am sure of it.
So, you're the good guys?
Good and evil are meaningless terms. We strive simply to maintain balance and keep the tabula from those who seek to exploit it for their own ends.
Kurczę.
He probably wouldn't care.
Ale co to jest?
I found this.
My father had a collection of those.
Trzeba to skolekcjonować to.
Father Simeon, the Dominican priest, was carrying these papers when he was killed.
So?
You're not interested in them?
I have no interest in priests or their papers, senor.
Take a look at this sketch.
It is the face in La Maledicción.
It was drawn by the man who restored the painting.
Then he knew of the Tabula Veritatis. What other secrets did he uncover?
I don't know, but he's dead now.
Just as well. The fewer that know the secrets of La Maledicción, the better.
Coś będę musiał z tymi tarczami zrobić,
So
ale
this is you with your mother and father?
nie wiem jeszcze co.
Indeed. Taken in this very building many years ago.
I think this is yours.
My medallion. Where did you find it?
It was left in Nico's neighbor's apartment. Do you want it back?
No. You keep it for now. It has a meaning, a purpose. Perhaps you can find out what.
Sure. Just let me know if you ever want it back.
No to kurczę, nic więcej nie
He
będzie
wouldn't
ciekawego.
see it.
Nic,
He probably wouldn't care.
nic. Ale spróbuję.
Marquez probably wouldn't have anything to say about it.
No wiem, ale poklikam
Rich
do
tea
czego
cookie?
by nie.
It looks similar to a Marie.
Marie, huh? Can you dunk a Marie?
Dunk? What is dunk?
No way. You never dunked?
I don't think so.
Wow. Well, here's a promise. When this is all over, I'll teach you how to dunk.
Thank you, George. I look forward to that.
Did I ever mention Trevor?
Tak.
The old cockroach in a matchbox trick, eh?
Oh, you know it.
It's nearly as old as ferret in the pants.
I'm getting out of touch.
You should get back to it.
The carved figure was like the bearded man in the painting. It also reminded me of the figures from the illustration in Simeon's notes.
Jeszcze
The
z tym
carved figure resembled the young
porozmawiam,
man
zanim
in the
zacznę
painting.
grzebać tym.
It also matched the pose of the figures in Simeon's picture.
Czyli po prostu ten kominek to jest taki jakby obraz tego. Dobra. I coś w tym kominku będzie. Jeszcze z tym pogadam.
Senor, can we talk?
Well, I can. Can you?
What I meant was,
I'm busy.
Ramon
I'm-
sure was a little light in the charm department.
Tylko, czy mogę wyjść? Mogę wyjść. O kurde.
So, until you came here, you knew nothing about the castle?
Didn't know, wasn't interested. I better get back on guard in case anyone else shows up.
Your father needs our help, Eva.
My father needs rest, peace, and quiet. Not more of this Gnostic nonsense.
Fajna ta Ewa. Mogłem z nią się
So,
zaprzyjaźnić.
what did you find out?
Not a lot. Eva thinks her father's losing it. She doesn't have much time for Gnosticism. She's never been here before. In fact, Marquez never even talked about the place. As far as I can tell, she and her father never got on. She left home the moment she could.
I don't blame her. So, why is she here now?
Marquez begged her, said he was in danger. I guess maybe I'll go inside and have a look around too.
Tell me if you find anything. I'm not having much luck so far.
Okej. A ja sobie pogadam z Ewą. A ty idź, nie będzie świadków. Niebieska rzeźba.
The fountain had stopped working long ago.
Zniszczona niebieska rzeźba. O, się odwróciła do mnie i uśmiechnęła. Ewa jest chętna na rozmowę. Dobra. Słoneczki wieczne.
The wind chime was made from old tin cans and other rubbish. It was an old, weathered sundial. From the dial, I could see that the main doors of the house faced north.
Główne wejście wychodziło na północ. Okej. To być może coś znaczy, bo ten obraz to mapa, nie?
Eva looked like she meant business. It was Eva. Hello, Eva.
Hello,
Senior
Eva.
Stobart.
Please, call me George.
I'd rather not. When are you and your girlfriend leaving?
Actually, she's not my girlfriend.
No,
I
ty
don't know what your
może
scam is,
być.
senor. You may have fooled my father, but you don't fool me.
Well, I can sure see where you get your manners from.
Mhm. Pokażę jej zaraz Trevora.
I have
Dawaj.
this aftershave. What do you think?
I think you should keep it to yourself.
Pokażę jej Trevora.
They wouldn't care.
Herbatnika. Przełamać trzeba lody.
It looks disgusting. I'll pass.
Eva, meet Trevor. You don't have a problem with him?
No, my bar is full of them.
Podoba jej się.
I knew she wouldn't be interested. She probably wouldn't care.
Dobra, to na razie to nie będę mówił, bo to nie wiem. Na
Tell
razie
me about your
pogadamy.
father.
When my mother
Dobra.
died, he brought me up.
As a Gnostic?
He
Pasuje
tried
do
to
mnie,
teach
skoro
me
jej
that
pora
stuff.
Karolów
Said
nie
I had a
przeszkadza.
religious vocation. Turns out I didn't. On my 18th birthday, I left home and never went back.
Tell me about Ramon.
Apparently he worked here when he was a boy. A loyal servant, even though the family left and never came back. More fool him.
Może coś znaczył te wiszące te...
Tell me about yourself.
I left home as soon as I could, lived a bit, and now I own a bar in Marseille.
That explains why you know how to use a gun.
No, senor. I learned how to use a gun so I could get rid of vermin.
Eva was a real charmer. What do you know about La Maledicción?
My father has been obsessed by it all his life. He thinks it's full of secret messages. I think it's a crock of
Sure you do. Nico tells me you don't really know about Gnosticism.
Don't know, don't care. And I don't need saints and gods telling me how to live my life.
I can see why you and your father don't get along. So, you don't know anything about Gnostics?
They're a religious sect. They belong in the past. My father's obsessed with them, and that's all I know.
A mówił, że chyba nie, ale powie, zapytajmy się o te
Do you know anything
rzeźby.
about this statue?
I've seen a few of them lying around. I guess the fascists smashed them up in the war.
Eva wouldn't be interested. Any more thoughts on the statues?
They're just old stones.
Do these notes mean anything to you?
Some old religious texts. So what?
What do you make of this?
They're sketches of my father's painting.
The artist paid for the knowledge with his life.
Figures. That painting brings bad luck to everyone who gets near it.
This is your family, right?
Looks like it.
Tu jest zniszczona niebieska rzeźba, ale mam już niebieską. Może będę potrzebował dwie. Czyli będę musiał głowę chyba znaleźć.
Any more thoughts on the statues?
They're just old stones.
Do you recognize this?
It's my father's medallion. He said he lost it.
Yeah, he left it in Paris. Do you know anything about it?
When I was a kid, he never let it out of his sight.
Dzwoneczki wieczne. Mogę coś zrobić z tymi dzwoneczkami? Na przykład nitką związać, żeby przestały dzwonić? No nie muszę chyba nic robić, nie? Z tym wszystkim. Tak myślę. Chyba spinaczem też nie zepnę tego. Dobra, czyli idę sobie stąd. Tylko chyba muszę wrócić do środka. Coś tu było. Do auta. Aha, dobra, czyli mogę iść fontanną. A czy to mogę kłaść na fontannie? O, nie, to będę musiał położyć gdzie indziej. Dobra, wracam do środka na razie. Zanim sprawdzę. Chcę zobaczyć, czy tu mogę wejść. Oho. Korytarz. O. Prawie, że nie było widać.
What is that?
It's an old statue. I think it might help to code the painting.
I'll take a look. Maybe I can help. This door's locked anyway.
Nas ciągle opuszcza.
It looked like this part of the castell had taken some damage. The end of the passage was blocked off with rubble.
Korytarz. Gruz. Coś z gruzem mogę zrobić.
The corridor was overgrown and full of rubble. Large double doors blocked the way.
Rozumiem, że nie otworzę.
The door was locked.
Coś mogę zrobić z gruzem, ale co? Coś chyba niczego tu nie mogę użyć na gruzie. Musiałbym mieć coś do odgruzowania. Tu chyba nic więcej nie ma, dobra. To chyba się muszę wrócić do tego kominka i go zbadać dokładnie. Mogę z nią pogadać, może coś dodatkowego się dowiem.
The fireplace. It looks familiar.
You're right. You know what?
In Marquez's photo, his family was standing in front of it.
No to dawaj go tu.
I had to get closer before trying that. Marquez said that the painting contained clues only a Gnostic could solve. But when it was back in this room, all would become clear.
A, i tu jest zielony i niebieski. Okej, cokół. Ale poczekaj, a jeszcze jak wyjdę... Kominek, gzym z kominka... Kominek jeszcze.
The stone fireplace was old and dusty. It looked like it had lain undisturbed for decades.
I tam będzie wejście. Tam będzie wejście.
La Malediccio, back in its rightful place. But what were the clues?
Wskazówki były tak, tutaj.
That would be pointless.
Jak bezcelowo.
The painting held all the answers. The Tower of Saints had led us to the Castel. I wondered where the other clues would take us. That wouldn't have worked. That was never going to happen. There was a tower within the ring. Maybe it indicated a place? A symbol was cut into the man's forehead. Simeon had claimed that it was the sign of the Tabula Veritatis.
No dobra, ale...
That wouldn't have worked. A scarred face stared back at me from within the Ouroboros. The bearded figure was similar to the one on the fireplace in the hall. I wondered if there was a connection. The orb in the old man's hand glowed with a green light. The figure of the young man was just like the one on the front of the fireplace. It couldn't be a coincidence. The youthful figure held a glowing blue orb in his hand. Inside the ring was a castle gate. I had no idea what it signified.
Dobra, teraz tak wyjdę, postawię te figurki zielone. Nie no, zaraz, a dlaczego tak bokiem stanęła? Zielona. Tu postawię niebieską.
The blue-colored statue was robed with a bald head and bare feet. The green stone figure was barefoot and wearing a hat.
Może jednak, a jakby to
That
zamienić?
wouldn't work.
Okej, bym to już zabrał i dał to.
The statues were facing outward, just like in the Marquez photo. I waited with bated breath for something to happen. Nothing.
To może te zniszczone muszą być. Tylko, że tu nie ma twarzy.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Dobra, a jakbym to zabrał, dał to. Tylko dlaczego one są zwrócone w drugą mańkę? Muszą być na odwrót. No i są w drugą stronę. Nie kumam. Soku. Dobra, postawię te rzeźbione. I co teraz?
That wouldn't work. I needed a better idea. The painting held all the answers.
No ja wiem, ale... Dlaczego one
The
są w
bearded
drugą
figure was
stronę?
similar to the one on the fireplace in the hall. The orb in the old man's hand glowed with a green light. The figure of the young man was just like the one on the front of the fireplace. The youth... It was a castle of saints. It was a tower of tormented souls. priest appeared to have a padlock through his mouth. He was pointing down to the ring below him. It was the figure of a priest, but with a dog's head. The figure was pointing up at a ring.
Okrąg wyżej. No i co?
The stone fireplace was old and dusty.
To postawiłem, ale nic to nie dało.
Hey, Nico.
To są jabłka.
Are you sure the statues are both in the right position?
Czy jestem pewny, że stoją we...
The carved figure resembled the young man in the painting. I'd put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
No właśnie. O, ten zielony miał czapkę, to na pewno nie. Kurno. Postawię w te. Bez twarzy.
If I looked hard enough, I'd find the answers I needed.
Może coś tu jeszcze mogę zrobić. Aha. O, to zaraz, moment. Okej, zróbmy tak. To można przesuwać. Siemaneczko. 4. Raz, 2, 3, 4. Teraz jest dobrze? Ten wygląda jakby rękę miał ok, ale ten ma złą rękę. I ma czapkę. Nie pasuje. Ale zapytajmy się. Coś jest nie tak.
Hey, Nico.
Are you sure the statues are both in the right position?
Źle. Czyli tu...
I'd
ja
put
bym...
some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
O kurwa, ale jak zobaczyć te rodzinne miejsca? Fotografie, nie widzę
Nope.
jej.
I needed to try something else.
Jak to stało?
That wouldn't have worked.
Dobra, ja bym zabrał to i dał tą. Tutaj. I teraz. Oho. I co teraz?
That wasn't worth trying.
No i co jest?
Senor Marquez?
Może mi coś podpowie. Nie no, wszystko jest to samo.
You shall get back to it.
Jak zrobić, żebym ja to sobie... Aha,
The
dobra,
photo
mogę
was
to
of the
zbadać.
Marquez family.
Okej, dobra, czyli to jednak stoi w obie strony do tyłu.
On the fireplace behind them were two identical statues.
Dwie identyczne. Ale mi kolory zmyliły. Dlaczego? Aha, i ten ma w prawo. Ten ma... One nie mają, kurde.
On the fireplace behind them were two identical statues.
Dwie identyczne. Wygląda jakby nic nie miały na głowie, okej. Nie
The
miałbyś
statues on the
cierpliwości.
plinth were the same as the ones in the Marquez family photograph.
Czekaj, i one stały tak. Czyli ten byłby ok. Ten byłby ok. Teraz pytanie, czy to jest to samo? Kurwa. No coś źle robię, nie? Bo dwie identyczne. Czy to jest też, chodzi o kolor? Kurde, źle.
The statue looked
Nie
at
ten
home on the
guzik.
plinth.
O, rzeźba pasowała i druga musi być taka sama. Czyli możliwe, że to będzie. To, tylko trzeba by ją obrócić. Zaraz. Przez to, że nie ma twarzy, to ja nie widzę, jak to stoi. Teraz
The
jest dobre?
painting held all the answers.
Czy teraz jest ok? Teraz jest ok, ale nic się i tak nie dzieje.
Hey, Nico.
Are you sure the statues are both in the
No
right position?
masakra. Wydawało mi się, że tak. Że dobrze stoją.
I had to get closer before trying that. I'd put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
No tu jest jednak inaczej te nogi wyglądają, kurczę. Tutaj też inaczej. Jesus Christ. Na pewno nie ta figurka. Czy to jest to samo? Tu ma tak płasko, tu ma tak... No ja nie widzę, nie? Tą rzeźbę pokaż mi. Czy to jest to samo? Wydaje się, że to samo. Kurczę, to może jednak... Ale tutaj inaczej nogi stoją.
On the fireplace behind them were two identical statues.
Dwie identyczne. To powinno być to. Ale to w ogóle tu jest w dół, a tu jest... To nie jest to, nie? Przecież tutaj też wygląda, jakby to było w dół.
The statues on the plinth were the same as the ones in the Marquez family photograph.
Dojdę. Zobaczmy jeszcze tutaj. Czy to jest to samo? To na pewno nie jest to samo. Bo tu musiałaby być taka sama figurka w tą stronę. Może ja nie mam jeszcze wszystkich figurek. Zielona. No i głupi jestem.
Hey, Nico.
Are you sure the statues are both in the right position?
Chyba trzeba wziąć jakąś podpowiedź.
The stone fireplace was old and dusty.
Ja wcale nie widzę, czy te figurki są identyczne. Tylko dlaczego powinien mieć zieloną kurczę po lewej, a po prawej, prawda, niebieską. Teraz dlaczego jest tak,
I
że ja
put
nie
some
widzę?
statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same ones as in Marquez's family photograph.
Najgorsze, że po prostu na tym obrazie jest napisane, że stoją identyczne, ale jeżeli się różnią kolorami, to nie są
On
identyczne.
the fireplace behind them were two identical
Chociaż
statues.
zdjęcie jest czarno-białe, to nie można rozpoznać kolorów. No, one po prostu muszą być chyba dwa różne kolory, ale muszą być identyczne. To nie może być ta figurka, bo to jest kurna, gościu ma coś na głowie, no. Chyba, że ja coś źle myślę, nie? To nie jest to. Czy to jest to samo wygląda? No nie są jeden. Bo on ma na głowie coś gościu. Nie tak. Tu nie ma nic na głowie. Tu nie ma. Czy on miał na głowie tu po prawej stronie? Czy to jest coś, że ma na głowie, czy to są włosy, kurwa? Wygląda jak włosy. Na pewno ma w rękach coś. Jakąś książkę. No i ten musi też mieć książkę w rękach. Czyli ten ma książkę w rękach. Ma książkę w rękach, jest zielony. Ten ma książkę w rękach. Ma książkę w rękach. Ale w ogóle całkiem góry inaczej wyglądają. I dół trochę inaczej wygląda. A może ja mam, kurna, zniszczyć te, co są źle? No nie da się tego połączyć jedno z drugim. No głupi jestem. Pierdolę. Dawaj wskazówki. No jak? No na zewnątrz muszą być niebieska i zielona. Zastanów się, na którym widzimy wschód słońca, a z której jest zachód. Północ. Północ. Gdzie jest wschód, a gdzie zachód? Gdzie jest
If I looked
wschód?
hard enough, I'd find the answers I needed.
Gdzie jest wschód, a gdzie zachód? No północ jest w stronę. Czekaj. One są skierowane na północ. Obydwie, tak? O to chodzi?
The bearded figure was similar to the one on the fireplace in the hall. The orb in the old man's hand glowed with a green light. Inside the ring was a castle gate. I had no idea what it signified.
Bo rozumiem, że obydwie muszą być skierowane na północ, a to, że ja się sugerowałem na zdjęciu, że one są na zewnątrz, to dlatego one tu stały, bo one były źle ustawione. Dlatego im się przejście nie otwierało. Czy ja muszę je ustawić chyba w stronę drzwi wejściowych? Nie, zaraz. Jak to tu było napisane? No dobra, spróbuj. Ale ja i tak ich obracałem tyle razy, że w stronę drzwi, no to muszę być w prawo, jeżeli obydwie mają być na północ skierowane. Że to i tak trochę inaczej to wygląda. No i co, i teraz coś? Ten? No?
Hey, Nico.
Bo północ jest...
Are you sure the statues are both in the right position?
Nie jestem pewien. Nic nie wiem.
The stone fireplace was old and dusty. The statues on the plinth were the same as the ones in the Marquez family photograph.
Ja wezmę ten drugi. Okej, co? Nic.
Hey, Nico.
Are you sure the statues are both in the right position?
A pierdziu. Dobra. Dawaj. Aha. W życiu bym nie wpadł. W życiu bym nie
I
wpadł.
put some statues above the fireplace, but it was hard to tell if they were the same
Bym
ones
tak
as the
stał,
Marquez's
kurde, do
family
jutra
photograph.
tutaj. Dobra. Źle. Nie ten guzik.
The statue looked at home on the plinth.
No. Czy to musiała być zniszczona? Ale dlaczego? Dlaczego ta ma być? Zaraz. Ta ma być do środka. Ta ma być tu. W życiu bym na to nie wpadł.
Ah, what is this? A staircase. I never knew. We must go up. We don't have much time. Stairs. Always stairs.
Oh my God, look at this.
Georges? Georges! What's this? A
Coś
piece of
wleciało.
burnt paper with the word Wolfram. That sounds familiar.
Wolfram. I curse that name forever.
What do you know about Wolfram, senor?
Wolfram. I spit on the name.
So you have lived here for a long time?
All my life. My father served here before me. In fact, he named me after Senor Xavier's favorite saint. Saint Ramon. Patron saint of the falsely accused.
That's nice.
Not really. The Moors put a padlock through his mouth.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess there's a lesson there for all of us. What is Wolfram?
It was a mining company, run by a murdering swine called Ganon. In the Civil War, they backed the fascists. In return, Ganon was given soldiers to do his dirty work. They came here, brought their bloody war to this house, and killed Senor Xavier.
They shot Xavier? Senor Marquez's father?
I was just a boy, but I remember like it was yesterday. Shot him and his friend Hernandez, like animals.
Why did they come here?
They were searching for something, but they brought death with them. But there is one thing I have never understood. Xavier tried to escape through the library. But the library windows are barred. It is a dead end.
This Kenan, who was he?
He was Swiss, a businessman, and a murdering swine.
So what did he want here?
I don't know. When he wasn't torturing the locals, he disappeared to the library. Spent weeks in there, making notes and studying maps. His men, they crossed the whole of Catalonia searching for something.
Did they find it?
Who knows? One day, Gainen just disappeared. He never came back. An accident, perhaps, in the mountains. May his soul rot in hell. The soldiers didn't stay long to search for him. They hated him too.
The name Genan was familiar. He was the person who had tried to buy La Maledicción. A coincidence? Perhaps.
There is no such thing as coincidence.
So, when the soldiers left, you took back the house?
Yes. A few years later I returned and cleaned the place up. It broke my heart. I locked the library. I could not bear to touch Gainen's papers.
Może dostanę
Can
klucz.
I have a look at the library?
No. I have kept it locked to honor the memory of Senor Xavier.
Please, this is important.
I lost the key.
You lost it?
That evening when I locked it up, I drank to the memory of Senor Xavier. The cellars were well stocked, Senora. It was a long night. I hid the key, then forgot where I hid it, so it is lost. That was all that was left in the morning. I haven't touched a drop since.
I needed to find out what Genan had been working on in that library.
Xavier Hernandez, Sofia, młody Tiago. Czyli wszyscy mi się teraz pokazali, chociaż ich nie widziałem. No, trzeba poczytać. Gehnen. Człowiek bystry, ujmujący, absolutnie bezlitosny. Wydaje się, że od nacjonalistów otrzymał kartę blanche, jeśli chodzi o dążenie do swych tajemniczych celów. Z jakiego powodu i czego z takim zapałem szukał wraz ze swymi nieznającymi litości żołnierzami? Młody Tiago, syn arystokratycznego małżeństwa Xaviera i Sofii Marquesów, 12-letnia wersja mężczyzny, którego spotkamy w czasach współczesnych w Paryżu. Pojawia się w czarno-białych fotografiach przedstawiających jego szczęśliwą rodzinę. Xavier, ojciec Tiago Marquesa, to dumny Katalończyk z silnym poczuciem tradycji otaczającą go aurą tzw. starych pieniędzy. To nieustraszony bojownik o sprawę republiki, zamordowany przez nacjonalistów pod rozkazami Gehnena. Hernandez to czarujący, pewny siebie ekstrawertyk i lojalny przedstawiciel Xaviera Marquesa. Obaj zostają zamordowani przez nacjonalistów podczas obrony Castello de Santos. Młody Ramon, lojalny sługa rodu Marquesów, wychodzi z krwawego ataku na Castillo de Santos. Sofia, żona Xaviera Marquesa, matka Tiago, wpływowa, Odważny i nie do zdarcia, nie mając innego wyjścia, ucieka z Castillo de Santos młodym Tiago, zostawiając ze sobą męża, który oddaje życie w walce za sprawę. Jeszcze 3 jakieś postacie. Dobra. Gdzie on mógł schować ten klucz?
Does this mean anything to you?
Should it?
So, you have no idea what you did with the key?
All I remember is waking up in the old car.
Aha, to idziemy do samochodu, bo ja się chyba kozy nie boję.
Does this mean anything to you?
Should it?
Jeszcze sobie popatrzę tutaj. Kominek.
George, are you there? The grate had locked back into place.
A mogę sobie... Nie, mop mi będzie pewnie do czegoś potrzebny. Pewnie w samochodzie schował. No idźże tu. Bałagan.
The hall had collections of old items everywhere. Ramon claimed he had tidied the place up.
Dobra. Idę do tego auta. Może Ewa coś ze mną pogada jeszcze.
Eva, I am glad your father is safe.
He's old and foolish. He shouldn't be here, but he wouldn't listen to me. I suppose he's still going on about that painting.
Well, yes. In fact, we decoded it.
You did?
Yes, we found a secret passage behind the fireplace.
What?
Your father and Georges went in.
What? That's ridiculous. He's an old man.
Don't worry, Georges knows what he's doing. So he always tells me anyway. Your father is looking very frail.
He's old, and he could do without people giving him the runaround chasing lost treasure.
Have you ever been inside the library?
No, I'm told it is locked.
The key is lost. Ramon says he hid it years ago and cannot remember where.
Shame.
Can you think of anywhere Ramon might have hidden the key?
What do you think I am, psychic?
Seen anything suspicious?
Apart from you and your American boyfriend.
Właśnie chciałem
No.
to powiedzieć, poza
He's
tobą
not my
nikogo.
boyfriend, you know.
Whatever.
I didn't think she'd
Wszystko
be
jej tam
interested.
powiem.
I didn't think she'd be interested. Talk to you later.
Tak ty, Jolajta. Do auta, dawaj, chodź, tam z kozą się pobawimy. Znowu koza tu jest. Może mnie będzie lubić.
An old apple tree provided shade. Shame that the goat's rope wasn't long enough for him to enjoy it.
Może mam ją uwolnić. Koza Nostra.
Hello, little one.
O, mnie nie atakuje. Mnie lubi. Mogę ją pogłaskać jeszcze raz?
Aren't goats cute? I do wonder why Georges has such an aversion to these noble creatures.
Jakbym to przesunął
The
pod
goat had
drzewo.
been tethered. Seemed unnecessary. The gentle animal wouldn't have harmed us all.
Mogę coś... Mopem coś jej zrobić? Mogę.
That wouldn't make sense.
Dobra, chyba że wezmę szkło.
A heap of old brandy bottles. Ramon must have been in the car on that night all those years ago.
I ją bym puścił do... Tutaj bliżej trzeba. Stertę
A pile
jabłek.
of old apples. Looked like the goat had been eating lots of them.
Tutaj nic... A może ja mogę podejść normalnie? Mogę. Aha. Trochę stary.
The dashboard seemed intact, but this old family car would never drive again.
Może radio
A
działa.
5D71. Extraordinary.
Klakson nie.
The
Tapicerka.
inside of the car was in a bad state.
Może pod poduszką.
In amongst the rubbish on the car floor was an old brandy bottle. The floor of the car was littered with keys from sardine cans.
Buty. Kos.
An old pair of shoes. Someone had been sleeping in the car, but long, long ago. I picked up what looked like an old diary. It was Ramon's. The library will forever be a shrine. No one will enter. I shall hide the key in a safe place. Once I've eaten, I have just what I need and know what to do. Oh, beautiful lady, your eyes are so blue. I just can't stop thinking of you. Ramon was quite the budding poet. Our lives are entwined like ivy on a tree. That is what you mean to me. Nice. Hey,
O
I
nie.
was reading that.
Koza. Koza nostra się zajęła. No dobra. Po kolacji miał schować. Tylko gdzie? A mógłbym tu
That wouldn't work.
po to jest mob, żeby można
That wasn't worth
posprzątać.
trying.
Dlaczego?
I needed to try something else.
Muszę to. Tylko radio, tablica,
No.
buty.
I needed a better idea. That wouldn't have worked. No, that would never have worked. No, I needed a better idea.
Cholera. Chyba nic tu innego nie będzie. Nie jestem w stanie posprzątać.
That wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't happen.
Dobra, zobaczmy co z tą kozą. Zjadła mi to?
Have you no respect for great art? Pretty indigestible, huh? A heap of old brandy bottles.
Dobra, idę z nim pogadać, może mu się coś przypomni. Jak mu powiem o tym. O tym wierszyku.
So, you have no idea what you did with the key?
All I remember is waking up in the old car.
I just had a look at that old car in the garden. Looks like someone slept in it.
Me. When I returned, I couldn't bear the house at night. So, I slept in the car.
Przy kolacji coś i nie mogę nic więcej. Okej. Kurczę, mi się wydaje, że ja będę kończył na razie. Ile ja już to gram dzisiaj? 1,5 godzinki, ja bym sobie zrobił obiad. Może trochę krótko, 1,5 godzinki. Gdzie on to mógł... Może coś z tymi tarczami, może za którąś
There was
tarczę
a row of
schował.
shields displaying heraldic symbols. The scroll beneath the shield read Olot.
Bo coś on mówił, że... Dobra, przelecę wszystkie. Że coś
The
jej
scroll
wpadnie w
under
głowę.
the shield read Berga. The scroll below the shield read Baskara. The scroll beneath the shield read Roses.
Może któraś tarcza będzie przypominać tą...
The scroll beneath the
Go.
shield read Loretama. The scroll beneath the shield read Olot. The scroll below the shield read Figueras. The scroll under the shield read Trump.
Trump?
The scroll beneath the shield read El Pont de Sweat. The scroll below the shield read Puchtarda. The
Uczterda.
scroll under the shield read Girona.
Cholera. No i co? Da się tu,
No.
kominku?
That would never have worked.
Gdzie on to mógł schować? Jak tyle lat nikt nie znalazł, to...
The window is even prettier from inside. I believed it depicted old saints.
To może jeszcze coś w tym samochodzie ja muszę zrobić, kurna. Mozaika. Tu
An
coś jest.
intricate mosaic adorned the floor.
Dobra. Przeczyśmy
That
to.
wouldn't have worked.
Nie?
I needed to try something else.
Nie wiem, drzwi od biblioteki. Gdzie to może być?
The castle was vast, but most of it was now inaccessible.
Do sali. Kurde. Bałagan. A może posprzątaj bałagan.
No, that would never have worked.
A jakby posprzątać to,
That wouldn't make sense.
prawda?
No, that would never have worked. The hall had collections of old items everywhere.
No i co ja mam zrobić teraz?
That wouldn't work. That wouldn't make sense.
Gdzie on mógł tak, kurczę... Tu
The
jest jakiś
garden was
dzicz.
now an overgrown wilderness.
A coś tam było, że coś zawiesze, coś tam.
The wind chime looked like it was made from old cans. I wondered if it was Ramon's handiwork.
O. O, dzwoneczki.
I could just make out the cool, dark interior. No, I needed a better idea. I needed to try something else. Despite the scrap components, the wind chime was beautiful. It was uncanny.
Puszka.
One old sardine can was bulging slightly. I fished around. There was something in it. And there it was, the key to the library.
Hehe. Jest klucz. Ciekawe, czy mu powiem o tym, że znalazłam klucz.
Do you know Eva well?
No, I only just met her. Senor Marquez brought her with him. They don't talk much, but she knows how to handle a gun.
I found your key.
I thought it was lost forever.
Do you want to be with me when I open the door?
No. Some things are better left in the past. And anyway, I must look out for Eva.
I just had a look at that. Looks like someone slept.
Dobra, to już było.
I found your key.
No to było to. Dobra. Okej, no to idę tam. Zobaczymy, co ja tu znajdę.
Ramon had been true to his word. This place was like a shrine.
Jaka skrzynia fajna.
Books were still stacked neatly in the bookcase. More were scattered on the floor.
Witam, siema, panie Janusz Nowak. Na chwilę, ale zawsze coś. Dzięki za wizytę. Ja sobie tu rozwiązuję zagadeczki. No jeszcze tak chwilę pogram. Max chyba z pół godzinki, bo muszę sobie obiadek zrobić. Bo jeszcze dzisiaj nic nie jadłem. Już jestem głodny. Dobra, co my tu mamy? Dobra, jest jakaś biblioteczka. Jest kufer, do którego możemy się zbliżyć. Jest biurko,
The
gobelin.
tapestry had been flung to one side.
Ciekawe, czy będę mógł coś z tym zrobić.
The
Zbroja.
old armor was in pride of place. Genon clearly hadn't moved it.
Biurko.
The table had been cleared. An empty frame rested against the wall. When they left, Genon's soldiers probably took everything of value.
Tu coś jeszcze było? Dobra, no to tylko kuferek został. Raczej.
The trunk contained someone's personal possessions. At a guess, Genon's. I wondered what secrets they might hold.
Nawet jeszcze po bokach sprawdzam. Może coś jest do wzięcia? Nie.
The hat looked battered and old.
Tu
I
jakiś
wondered
obraz
if it had
jest.
belonged to the mysterious Genon. A couple
Nie, to
of old
mapa.
faded shirts, neatly folded. A pair of well-worn boots. The map had interesting markings and scribbles all over it. George would be so jealous.
Barcelona.
So, what is this place, senor?
It is my family's chapel.
It's not like any chapel I ever saw. Where's the altar, the crucifix, the Christian symbols? And this fresco, what's that?
How
Jakaś
extraordinary.
mapa.
It tells a story. It depicts the journey of my ancestors, the Cathars, and their escape from the hilltop fortress of Montsegur with the Tabula Veritatis, from under the very noses of the soldiers of the Albigensian Crusade.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who are the Cathars? And what have they got to do with the tabula?
The Cathars were Gnostics. They lived in the south of France in the 12th century, at peace with the Jews and the Catholics of the Languedoc. They preach that men and women are equal, that God is within you, and that the Church is an obstacle to salvation. The Pope found their core beliefs abhorrent. The Cathars accused him and his Church of corruption. He condemned them as heretics. When the Pope learned that they were the guardians of the Tabula Veritatis, he conspired with the King of France and called for a holy war to wipe them out. The Albigensian Crusade was a callous, ruthless massacre. The final confrontation took place here, at Montsegur in 1244. The Crusaders believed that they had slaughtered all the heretics, but a handful managed to escape with the tabula. They traveled south across the Pyrenees along secret trails. They brought the tabula here to Catalonia to be hidden once more. Sadly, it was not the end of their trials. The Spanish Inquisition saw to that. Nevertheless, for generations, my ancestors continued to guard the secret of the tabula. So, you understand why La Maledictio is important to me. It will lead us to the tabula again, so we can keep it safe from those who wish to abuse its power.
The painting brought us up here, senor. We need to find out why.
Dobra, tu są te rzeźby. Co jeszcze będzie zrobić? Ze słońcem.
Light streamed
Pewnie.
through the window onto a lens.
Tak jest.
The window illuminated the glass in the statue's hand. It was a large marble statue of a young man holding some sort of colored glass lens. These statues...
What of them?
They're just like the figures in the painting. And on the fireplace.
Indeed. They are the two pillars of the Gnostic faith in harmony. And the bearded one is Yahweh, Jehovah, God of the physical world. The other is known by many names. Helel, Ishtar. He is the bearer of light, Luxfere, Lucifer.
Lucifer? So, you guys are devil worshippers?
No. When he is in balance with Jehovah, Lucifer is the god of desire and ambition, driving humans to be inquisitive, to discover, to advance. Just as Jehovah, when he is in balance with Lucifer, is the god of order. Jehovah stands for selflessness and altruism. Gnostics worship the harmony of both gods in balance.
But what if one were to rule without the other?
If Jehovah ruled without Lucifer, then individuality would be surrendered. Mankind would be wholly conformist, mindlessly dependent, mere pawns of a controlling power.
And what if Lucifer ruled without Jehovah?
Ambition and desire would be transformed into unbridled greed, and man would lust only for wealth and power. Society would
O, i tak
descend
to jest na
into
tym świecie.
chaos. Disorder and war would prevail. Then
Cały czas wojny,
Lucifer would be the devil
cały
indeed.
czas jakieś kurde nieszczęścia, morderstwa, kradzieże. Ubliżanie i wszystko. Po prostu ten świat jest straszny. Jehowa, Lucyfer. Może muszę ich przestawić tak, żeby to światło tutaj poszło.
It was a candelabrum holding a single candle. Marquez had told me that this statue was of Jehovah. Marquez had told me that this was a statue of Lucifer.
Dobra, szklana soczewka. Nie,
The fresco
tutaj,
deserved a
fresk.
proper examination.
Przyjrzyjmy się.
The fresco was surrounded by dusty inscriptions. My Latin was a little rusty, but I could still translate. Ex igne puritas, from fire, purity. Ex luce veritas, from light, truth. Ex labore sapientia, from struggle, knowledge. A
Miasto.
town of northern Catalonia. A town of northern Catalonia. Cathars fleeing across the Pyrenees to escape the slaughter of the Albigensian Crusade. They seem to be carrying something.
Chyba coś nieśli. No coś nieśli.
Cathars, they seem to be carrying something.
Dobra,
A
to
town of
miasto.
northern Catalonia. A
Wszystko
town of northern
miasto.
Catalonia.
Miasta.
A town of northern Catalonia. A town of northern Catalonia. Cathars fleeing across the Pyrenees to escape the slaughter of the Albigensian Crusade. They seem to be carrying something.
Dobra, czyli to samo. To jest to samo, tu jest to, czyli wszyscy uciekają,
Cathars.
tak?
They seem
Dobra, czyli wszyscy to samo, tutaj
a
postacie.
town of northern Catalonia.
Dobra, tu jest to samo. Tu też pewnie to
Cathars
samo.
fleeing.
Dobra,
They seem
nic szczegółów żadnych. Dobra, teraz tutaj męczennicy.
Cathars being burned at the stake. Knights of the Albigensian Crusade. The mountain fortress of Montsegur burning after its capture by the Crusaders.
No już jestem tak głodny, że masakra. Dobra. A coś tu jeszcze jest ciekawego, co bym się miał dowiedzieć? Czegoś? No dobra, jest jakiś ten, płonące, męczennicy, krzyżowcy, uciekający miasta. I co to mi da? Co to mi da? Dysk.
It was
Sprawdzaj.
an ornate glass disc divided into 6 colored segments. I removed the small leather cover to reveal a crude crystal lens.
Witaj, panie Pawle.
Colored light streamed through and shone onto the fresco.
Padło na fresk. Oho. Okej, to teraz tu zobaczymy, co padnie na fresk. Panie, jak sobie pogramy, to dopiero później, bo ja będę jeszcze robił obiad.
Colored light from the rotating glass wheel was refracted by the lens onto the fresco.
No dobra. Ale pewnie muszę przestawić na kolor. Może na kolor taki, co oni mieli. Nie
It was
to.
a candelabrum holding a single candle.
No i coś tu na żółto się porobiło. I co to daje? Coś? Nic nie daje.
Cathars fleeing. They seem to... Cathars being burned at the stake.
Dobra, ja zrobię kolor, jeżeli da radę przestawić kolor na soczewce, na tutaj był zielony.
The color changed from yellow to green.
Okej, a tam zrobimy na niebieski.
Marquez had told me that this was a statue of Lucifer.
Czy do Lucyfera by bardziej czerwony pasował, nie?
The color changed from yellow to green. The color changed from green to turquoise. The color changed from turquoise to blue. The mountain fortress of Montsegur burning after its capture by the Crusaders.
No jaki kolor ma użyć? To nie są te kolory ich właściwe?
Senor Marquez?
Może on mi coś podpowie.
Yes?
Ło, panie!
Why was this room so well hidden?
After Montsegur, my ancestors were very careful about announcing their presence. Even I, as a boy, knew nothing of this place.
This fresco means something. I know it.
It is not just a historical record. There is a mystery locked in here. All those figures crossing the Pyrenees, one of them has to be carrying the real Tabula Veritatis. But which one?
A, czyli te światła mają mi wskazać, która postać niesie do którego miasta
So,
pewnie.
Jehovah, he's God, isn't he?
He is the central figure in Abrahamic religion, but he represents just one aspect of our Gnostic beliefs, the physical world.
Czyli ci diagnostycy z tej gry to tak naprawdę są świadkowie Jehowi. Aha, nie wiedziałem, że gram w grę ze świadkami
So this
Jehowy.
statue is Satan.
Not Satan, Lucifer.
Okay, so not evil?
The church demonized Lucifer to suit their own ends. He represents the spiritual and intellectual elements of the world. Good and evil are simply products of the human condition.
Czy dzisiaj, Paweł, jak jeszcze jesteś, też u was jest cały dzień jest tak ciemno? Ja w zasadzie się obudziłem, a musiałem światło palić. Ja mam taką szarzyznę w chacie, wielkie okna, ale jest tak ciemno. Nie żebym musiał, ale no teoretycznie cały dzień w ciemnościach.
You talk about balance. What does that mean?
Harmony comes from the balance of Jehovah, who offers order, and Lucifer, who brings ambition. Only under their dual influence will man become enlightened. See the light.
Nie wiem, czy te światła są dobrze, no ale teoretycznie takie kolory powinny być. I teraz pytanie. Chyba takie kolory. Teraz pytanie, bo jeszcze tu z przodu jest świeczka. Możliwe, że ja mam po to zapałki, żeby zapalić. I wtedy mi coś pokaże, ale to zaraz. Najpierw się wszystko
So
popytam.
you say the Cathars are Gnostics?
The Cathars were a medieval religious movement based on Gnosticism. Nowadays, we simply call ourselves Gnostics.
Okej.
So the tabula is the key to the power of God?
Yes, it is an object of tremendous power.
Wow. This Alba Jensen crusade sure must have been a bloody affair.
Few were spared. But it was only one episode in 2 millennia of persecution.
What's the deal with these lenses that the statues are carrying?
Clearly, they change the color of light that is reflected onto the fresco.
But why? And why the different colors? Does all that colored light falling on the fresco mean anything?
I don't know, senor. That is why I need you to help me.
Dobra. Teraz zobaczmy, czy jestem w stanie podpalić to. Okej, jestem w stanie.
Just what this place needed. Bit of mood lighting. If only I had a few scatter crystals.
Kilka wodnych poduszek. No i dobra. Czyli teraz...
It was a candelabrum holding a single candle. The candle was lit.
Świeca była zapalona. Może teraz fresk coś pokaże. Gówno nie pokaże.
The mountain fortress.
Jak ustawić światło? Może mi coś powie na temat tej
Senior?
świecy teraz.
Yes?
Nie, wszystko to samo co było. No i co, teraz mam na chybił trafił robić, kurczę? Czy ja tam źle światło zrobiłem? Bo był zielony i niebieski, prawda? Dobrze patrzyłem. Kolory. Dobrze. Chyba, że ja jeszcze coś muszę z tym obrazem zrobić. Czy ja mam coś, co jeszcze muszę zrobić z tym obrazem? Może lusterko jakieś? Albo medalion mam tam użyć? No jest zielone, nie? Chyba, że to nie jest niebieskie, a takie ma być, kurcze, takie mniej niebieskie. Może to ma znaczenie, że to nie jest niebieskie.
The color changed from blue to magenta. The color changed from magenta to red. The color changed from yellow. The color changed from green to turquoise.
Dobra, zobaczmy ten turkusowy. Może tu coś się wydarzyło teraz. Może to trzeba tu gdzieś dać.
That was never gonna work.
Może to gdzieś jeszcze?
That wouldn't make any sense.
No raczej szkic.
That wouldn't work.
To jaki kolor ustawić? No jak? Jaki ty miałeś? To było zielone przecież, nie? Nie wiem, czy ja cokolwiek mam z tego użyć. Czy po prostu tylko mam przestawić kolor. A jakbym zrobił, żeby ten... On miał czerwony.
The color changed from turquoise to blue. The color changed from blue to magenta. The color changed from magenta to red.
Czerwony, zobaczmy.
The mountain fortress of Montserrat.
Bo jak wiedzieć, który wniesie prawdziwe?
Cathars. They seem
Czy coś tu?
Cathars. They seem to be carrying something.
Ale to światło jest rozproszone, te kolory padają na całość. Czy coś muszę zrobić, żeby to jakoś padło równomiernie. Może muszę tutaj coś
That would
zrobić.
be pointless.
Może
I'm
z
pretty
tym?
sure I didn't want to burn that.
To
Red
musiałem
light from the medallion
użyć.
fell onto the fresco, mixing with the other colored light. It meant something, but I didn't know what.
Okej, dobrze, bez podpowiedzi. Dobra, no to wróćmy do tego koloru, co miało być. Zielone, niebieskie i ten czerwony.
The color changed from red to yellow. The color changed from yellow to green. The color changed from green to turquoise. The color changed from turquoise to blue.
Dobra, i teraz ruszmy to tutaj. Czy teraz to coś zadziała?
Amazing.
Jest.
The light is showing the path of the Bonzone.
The what?
The
Czy dobre
sacred
kolory
trail
miałem?
my ancestors took across the Pyrenees, carrying the Tabula Veritatis from Montségur across the mountains to this town.
And which town is that?
I don't know. That I cannot answer. But its coat of arms is quite
Herb.
distinctive.
Po to były herby.
But how does it bring us closer to the tabula?
It tells us the route the Tabula took 800 years ago.
I think that's all we're going to find up here.
You're right. We should return to the hall. Eva will be getting worried.
A wiecie jak wrócić? Herb był
we
podobny do
found the route of the
tego
Bonzone Trail.
typowego.
How does it help us?
It must somehow relate to the painting.
Papa, are you crazy? What are you doing?
I'm fine. Don't fuss.
You got me out here to look after you, so let me do it. Ramon is outside keeping watch.
Georges, I'm glad you're safe. What did you find?
There's a secret chapel above the fireplace. But it's not your average everyday chapel. It's a Gnostic chapel. All laid out for worshiping not one god, but two.
What?
I'll tell you when we have more time.
You know, I found some things too, which might connect with all that. Come to the library. Oh, could you bring the painting? I think we're going to need it.
Obraz? Czy go zabrać? Dobra, czyli te miasto. To chyba kurna było to.
The coat of arms was exactly the same as the one depicted on the fresco. It read Berga.
Berga.
The
Berga.
coat of arms was it read Berga.
Berga. Berga. Berga. Dawaj obraz.
What are
Yeah,
you
but
doing with La Maledizione?
Nico found something and asked me to bring the painting. I promised to take care of it.
Ewa.
Eva?
Yes?
Berga.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help your father.
I will. Thanks.
Berga.
Are you all right, Senor Marquez?
I am fine. Just winded, that's all.
Any idea what Nico might have found?
Parts of this house have been sealed off for a long time. You go. I will stay here.
You really had no idea that the Gnostic chapel was behind the fireplace, did you?
No, but the house is full of secrets.
Can you tell me any more about this trail of the Bonzone?
It was the secret route taken by my ancestors across the Pyrenees. The route that brought the tabula to Catalonia.
Dobra. Dobra, idę tam.
Eva, go with him. Make sure the painting comes to no harm.
I should stay with you, Papa.
I jemu się coś
Don't
stanie
worry
pewnie.
about me. La maledicción is more important.
I ona wszystko dziedziczy.
Have you brought the
Berga
painting?
była.
Sure, why do you want it?
Because I found out what Genon was up to.
The Ganon who tried to buy the painting from Medovsky?
No, Genon who led the fascists here during the Civil War. Genon who then spent months here searching for something. And who vanished one day, leaving that trunk full of goodies over there.
You think he's connected to the Ganon who wrote the letter to Medovsky?
It seems likely that they were related.
Maybe. So, what's the plan you've uncovered?
Take a look at this. It's Genon's map. He was searching for something.
Searching for what exactly?
The Tabula Veritatis, I guess.
You think he found it?
I doubt it. If he had, then people wouldn't still be chasing after the painting.
So why did you want me to bring it?
See this scribble in the sea?
It's the same shape as the circles around the Ouroboros.
Yes. Genon thought that pattern in the painting had something to do with a map of Catalonia.
So, I guess we try to finish what Ganon started. I'd put money on those circles around the Ouroboros being places in Catalonia.
But which places?
Maybe the painting can give us some more clues.
Ja se z Ewą
Iwa.
pogadam.
Yes?
Do you have
Będzie coś
any
nowego?
idea what we should be looking for?
What do I know? You're the ones who think there are secrets hidden here.
This map is confusing.
Maybe Ganon had already decoded it.
The coat of arms I saw in the fresco was for a town called Berga.
I know of it. You should mark it on the map.
No. Wiem.
Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
Any ideas on what Ganon was trying to do with this map?
Find the Tabula Veritatis, I guess.
Dobra, zaznaczmy ten Bergen i będę kończył. Muszę sobie zrobić
The
obiad.
map had to be the key.
Rozszyfrować wskazówki. 4 kluczowe miejsca.
The mountain range of Montserrat.
Gdzie jest ten Bergen? Berga jest.
So, the coat of arms on the fresco pointed us towards Berga.
Then it must be important.
Dobra. Czyli to jest to
The
wzór.
pattern looked similar to the layout of the orbs on the painting. Ganon must have figured out that the orbs referred to various locations in Catalonia.
Więc to pewnie będzie tu.
The municipality of Solsona. Ganon had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possessions. The municipality of Solsona. The municipality of Mauresa.
To nie jest. Czyli to musi być tu.
The municipality of Puigcerdà. I couldn't be sure that it was the right place.
I tu.
This was one of the locations highlighted on the fresco.
And this was the starting point of the journey of the Bonan. The good man. The Cathars, right?
2 locations down. If the vignettes on the painting were anything to go by, I needed to find 2 more.
Czyli tam to nie było to.
The mountain range of Montserrat. That was a total guess. Maybe the painting or fresco would have helped. The municipality of Olat. The location didn't sound familiar. I needed to get up to speed on Gainon's research.
Dobra, ale to jest, jeżeli to jest tym dużym kółkiem, to musi być tu, a tym musi być to.
The municipality of Mauresa. I couldn't be sure that it was the right place.
No i
The
to
municipality of
powinno...
Puserda. Gainon had been researching the possible locations of the tabula. Perhaps there were some clues left in his possessions. I wasn't sure that I had all the information I needed to pinpoint the important locations.
Czyli w tych rzeczach jeszcze coś ustalić?
I removed the oilcloth from the chest. I picked up the blanket. There was nothing underneath it. I lifted the hat out of the chest. There was something tucked beneath the shirt. I picked up the folded note. It was a telegram. I had no desire to take the old boots. There was nothing underneath the other shirt. I put everything back in the chest.
Co jest ten telegram? Telegram został zapisany szyfrem przestawieniowym, aby go złamać, zadasz litery na telegramie, a następnie z poniższych alfabetu wygrasz odpowiadającą jej literę. Na telegramie pojawią się wybrane przez ciebie litery, które zaczną się układać w właściwe słowa. Jeśli się pomylisz, wybierz ponownie literę i przypisuj jeszcze raz. Dobra, ja już sobie tą zagadkę będę robił, kurwa, następnym razem. Dwie miejscówki na mapie są, ale dwóch jeszcze nie znam, więc się pewnie to dowiem next time. Dobra, a na dzisiaj kończę. Zapisuję się. I baju, będziesz w raju. Pa.